call this agenda meeting to order. We're going to stand for the invocation by Commissioner Mark McAleese.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the city of South Pasadena and the strength of its community. We lift up our citizens, especially those still displaced by last year's hurricanes. May they soon return with hope and healing. Bless our city employees with wisdom, our local and national leaders with guidance and integrity, and our first responders with protection and courage. May your hand of peace and blessing rest upon all of us as we work together for the good of our city. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. And Carl, if you can call the roll, please.
Schreier.
Here.
McAleese.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
Reed. Penny.
Here. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. This morning, we're going to conduct an agenda meeting for the October 14th regular commission meeting, immediately followed by an administrative workshop. Right now, we're just going to briefly review the items that will be on the October 14th agenda. And item 1, there's no public hearing, there's no unfinished business. We got the consent agenda, which is the first item on there, and that is approval of the commission meeting minutes for the month of September on file in the city clerk's office. And the next item will be new business. It'll be ordinance number 2025-06. And this is an ordinance of the city of South Pasadena, Florida, amending ordinance number 2024-05, the city's 2024-2025 fiscal budget by increasing appropriations for Hurricane Helene and Milton storm damage costs estimated at $1,705,355 for all funds, by increasing revenues received from flood insurance policies totaling $764,200, by removing $9,500 in budgeted revenue for Hibiscus Hall rental income due to closing of hall from storm damage, by increasing certain general fund and capital improvement fund appropriations totaling $138,090, for expenditures approved in commission workshops, by adjusting sewer fund fees and processing costs to reflect reduced activity due to hurricanes, and by increasing appropriations capital improvements, paving by $190,000 to reflect unused funds, providing for an effective date. This will be the first reading. Anybody have any questions or anything on this item? It's all good to go for next week? All right. Item 3 under new business is resolution number 2025-12, and this is a resolution of the city of South Pasadena, Florida, providing for the holding of a general election for the election of a mayor. And yes, I will be running one more time. I've been asked, so yes. And item number 4, resolution number 2025-13, a resolution of the city of South Pasadena, Florida, adopting an itemized budget for the city for fiscal year 2025-2026. And lastly is resolution number 2025-14, a resolution of the city of South Pasadena, Florida, amending the salary pay plan set forth in resolution number 2024-08 and adopting the 2025-2026 step pay plan, which will be part of Exhibit A in the packet when it's out, for general employees effective for the payroll including October 1, 2025. So does anybody have any questions on any of the items that will be for next week's vote? Okay. All right, hearing none, we'll accept this as accepted, and we will adjourn. Let's head down to our workshop. Carly, if you can call the roll one more time. We'll call this workshop to order.
Mayor,
Here.
McAleese,
Here?
Thompson. Here. Reed. Henry.
Here. A lot of talking up there. Okay. First item we have is the city audit presentation with CBIZ CPAs.
Oh, boy. Your packet looks a lot thicker than ours.
Oh, yeah,
Very
packet.
One-sided.
Yeah, one-sided, and I wanted the fancy paper, you know, I
Oh,
wanted the.
okay, that's the heavy
Yeah.
stock, right?
Well, I want-
Y'all got to meet Brandon this morning?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
I'll let him
All right.
Okay, tell us where to go.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brandon Lopez. I'm a partner with CBIZ, and I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be here today. What I'm going to be going over is the issue ACFR for September 30, 2024. And I'm going to go through kind of like the highlights, the reports, and just some key things I want to mention. And then if there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them for yourself. All right, so the first section that I want to go to, and it's the most important part, it's going to be printed page 1, which is about 5 or 10 pages in. And that is the independent auditors report. And we'll wait till you guys get there. Printed page 1. You're gonna keep going a little bit more. There you go. Yeah, that's the one that has our logo on it. And this is, it's interesting because when you look at these documents, this is the document of the city. But there's certain pages that us as the auditor actually put in there, and that's why you'll see our logo. And this one is the most important because this is the auditor's report. So this is essentially, after we do all of our procedures, what are we giving? What is our opinion? And that's that first paragraph. And if you read this opinion, it's called an unmodified opinion. That's a clean opinion. That's the only opinion you as a commission and as a city want to be associated with. So I'm very happy to let the city and the commission know that you received an unmodified, a clean opinion. And before I go into more things, I want to mention the reason where we're here today and issuing a clean opinion is because of the hard work of Jim, Gerald, and their team. An audit is a very intensive process. There's a lot that goes into it. And as you all are aware, there's a lot going on with the city as well, besides just an audit. Whenever there was a request, whenever there was questions or things that we needed, Jim, Gerald, and their team, they were there to give it to us. They had the answers, they had the support. It takes time to go through that, but they were there throughout the whole process. So I definitely want to give credit where credit is due.
Thank you.
The next thing I want to highlight is management's discussion analysis. That starts on printed page 4. And these documents, as you all were aware of, they're pretty big documents, over 150 pages. But I always like to mention these about 10 pages or so, they do a great job of giving you an overview of essentially the year. And what this section does, and this actually comes from management, right? So what it does is it compares last year to this year. What were some key changes and what were some of the reasonings behind that? So these 10 or so pages, if you read anything in detail, I always recommend this section because this will give you the overview of the overall year. And in summary, a very positive year, a very successful year for the city. And as I'll mention in the other slides, nothing that would cause an alarm or that would cause us to have to report something in writing, nothing like that. So a very positive, successful year for the city, especially as they begin to go into their programs and the different projects throughout the year. So nothing of alarm as we went through our procedures, and I'll mention some key things that we have to do as part of our audit approach.
Well, and it's important to note that this was the first year with a new auditor, and I'm sure that put extra strain on our staff and on the audit because, you know, we're not used to working with, we've had another auditor for many, many years, so everybody did work hard, and it's to be congratulated.
We did a lot of stuff online, and there were some growing pains, especially for me, learning the online
Sure.
stuff.
For everybody when there's a change like that, sure.
Absolutely, and one of the things that we, like we mentioned on top of that is getting that understanding of, we know how to audit municipalities and governments, but every municipality has their own intricacies, so making sure we have that understanding, so when we do our audit approach and tailor them, we're doing it specifically designed for the city. So that first year is always a little bit more time and effort, which pays off in the long run. So the next section I want to highlight, we're going to go to the financial statements, which begin on printed page 18. So these first set of statements is the statement of net position, right? It's essentially your balance sheet and big picture. So we're taking all governmental and all business type activities. And the most importantly that I want to highlight, if we go to printed page 19, the following page, we look at a number, total net position. That's essentially kind of our funding left over, but what I want to highlight that this is what they call a full accrual. So this is when you have all your assets, all your liabilities. So this is more long-term when you're looking at this. So this, what's important, we see positive numbers, right? And that's what we want to see, and we actually see improvement from the prior year. That's the most key. So if you look at 2023, that unrestricted portion, we actually had a deficit of about $2 million, right? Because that fluctuates from year to year. So when we then go to now 2024, you see that number increase. That's a positive thing. So those are the types of trends that we like to see with a city. And again, very glad to report that as well. But the difference between this number, and if we go to printed page 21, we get into the governmental funds, and this is what's called modified accrual. So this is more of your day-to-day current year operations, which is when you're looking at your budget and you're proving them, what are the inflows and the outflows. And that's really how, when you look at governments, that's kind of how we operate. And that's why they have two sets of statements. So these statements here is your actual current year activity. And again, healthy, unassigned. If you look at that number, $6.1 million in the general fund, that is a very healthy fund balance, unassigned, and that's what we want to see. So again, very happy to report that as well, and that's an improvement from last year. This year, over these last couple of years, there's some big changes in governmental accounting. You may be familiar with the leases and the SABITAs, those types of things over the last couple of years. This year, thankfully, nothing too crazy, nothing big. So you're not going to see much changes from last year to this year. But one of the things I want to highlight, we're actually going to fast forward a little bit. We're going to go to printed page 80.
Page
80. And we're going to take a look at the pension. And this schedule, when we look at it, it's like we're going to see it long ways on printed page 80. So what this schedule tells us, it's a 10-year analysis of our pension and what's called that net pension liability, right? Which the actuary does their analysis and they take into account what are our projected future payments related to these participants. Well, how much have we set aside to fund those future payments? And then we have a percentage funded, right? That's what we like to talk about. And what I like to point out is, because I always get that question, are we in the right percentage? Are we wrong? What's the number that I have to hit? And I always mention there's no specific number because every plan's different, and these are really long-term liabilities, right? And they're projections because these change year to year based on different metrics. But what I always like to mention is how are we doing on a trend? Are we improving? And that's kind of the same thing you'll hear me say a lot, is how are we trending up? Or are we trending down? And as we see here, we're actually trending up, and that's what we want to see, right? We want to get to that. We audit a lot of pensions. What we like to see is between 60 to 70. That's the positive range because you don't want to have too much set aside that you could be using for other purposes. So the right number is in that range. So again, no issues, no alarm when we looked at this this trend. So definitely wanted to highlight that. The next page, 81, is another key thing I always like to mention. And what this schedule shows is Florida statutes require that municipalities fund at a minimum the required contribution that is calculated by the actuary. They're allowed to fund in excess, but they can't fund less than. So always a very positive thing to see. And when you're looking at this, we disclose, okay, what is the ARC, the actuarially determined contribution? Did the city meet its requirement? Yes, they did. And there you go. That's why there's no other amounts, no deficiencies stated there. So very, very positive thing to see there as well. And then the last section that I'll highlight, we're gonna fast forward to printed page 112. And here we get into the compliance reports. So I always like to mention, we're doing a financial statement audit, we're taking a look at the numbers, but we're also doing a compliance audit, because we have to follow government auditing standards, and we also report to the Florida Auditor General. So there's different procedures that we need to perform, one of which the Florida Auditor General dictates what's called a financial condition assessment, where we have to take a look at the city, and we take a look at the city against its peers, in comparison to its peers, but also a 5-year trend of the city itself. And based on these different metrics and based on those, if there were any issues that we would come across, if there were anything, and I know we talked about it before, especially now with DOGE and all these letters that municipalities are getting, if there's anything like that that would come to our attention, we would have to disclose that in writing and report that to the Florida General. But based on the procedures we performed, based on the metrics that we spoke about, nothing like that came to our attention, nothing that we would have to report in writing of any significant issues and things like that. So not only a successful year on the financial statement audit, but also a positive year as well on the compliance side as well. Nothing like that we would have to report. And in these next couple pages, it's just a couple different compliance reports. The only other thing I want to mention that's different from last year and previous years, where when the municipality is spending federal or state funds, if they exceed a certain threshold in a current year, you're required to go under what's called a single audit, a federal single audit. So that's where we're testing the awards to make sure that we're in compliance. For 2024, the city didn't meet that threshold, so that wasn't required for 2024.
What is that threshold? Is
So
that
that
percentage or
No,
dollar?
it's a dollar amount.
Dollar
So
amount,
if
right.
you spend over $750,000 in a period, you would have to go through this compliance audit. So as we know in past years, with the ARPA funding, you've had those single audits in the past, but in 2024, that threshold wasn't met. So that's why you won't see those reports here. But I know I kind of said a lot and I went through a lot, but overall, just like I mentioned before, a very positive, successful year for the city. And I appreciate the opportunity to present here today, and I'm here for any questions that you might have.
No, everything looked good. I mean, I briefly went through it the other night after receiving a copy of it. Nothing jumped out at me at that point. Everything looked good, as you said. Looked very well. But if anything comes up, we know how to get a hold of you. Right?
Absolutely. You have my contact information, so does Jim and Gerald. So if any questions do come up in the future, you can always reach out, and I'd be glad to answer.
All right. Any of you have any questions?
No, it's a lot of work, and we appreciate all the work that's been done.
Very good.
So as the new guy here, okay, I've only been here since March, I'd like to thank you, definitely the finance department, and all the commissioners that have been involved for the many years prior to this that have gotten us to this point, because this sounds phenomenal from my perspective. So appreciate all your guys' hard work. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Brendan, have a great day.
Thank you so
Very
much.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
guys.
you.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So will we see you again next year?
Absolutely.
Oh, all right.
You're gonna see him very
Very soon.
shortly, because we're in a new fiscal
We're
year.
getting ready.
We'll be right back, right?
Have a great day, everyone.
All right, you
Bye.
too.
Yeah.
Well, that was definitely better than our last presentation.
It's a little more exciting.
I didn't know at all.
I don't have that same excitement that I had when Peter was here.
Yes. Okay, our next item is the Suncoast League of Cities voting member.
I'm just speaking on behalf of Vice Mayor Reed. So he is the current president of the South Coast League. His term in that position is ending, I think, the end of this month. He let me know that as a current or past president, he believes he gets a vote
Right.
just because he's had that position, which means that the city can choose a new person to vote on behalf of the city because he will
Yep.
already have.
Which will give us 3 votes.
It will give us more.
'Cause I'm a past president too.
Oh, excellent, okay.
He asked that I suggest Commissioner McAleese as the new voting member. So that's open for discussion, because we will need to let them know.
You wanna do it?
who will be
Now,
going.
what are they voting on?
I don't want to take it away from the expertise.
You mean anything that the Suncoast has to
It's
vote
not for a
on?
specific one item, it's just you
Okay.
become the new voting member.
Yeah, I mean, they
Yeah.
have, you have a voting member and then you have your past
Yeah,
presidents.
And then you have, so.
Oh,
That kind of-
okay, sounds good.
Penny already gets to vote, Vice Mayor
but,
Reed will get to vote.
but yeah.
And so,
think
Anyway,
they're
so if anything
picking-
were to come up,
They're picking a new president this month, I think?
yes, I think they already have
Yeah.
actually, it's just a rotating
Oh, it
type thing.
rotates the next
So
guy
once you
up.
get in at the lower level,
who's
you
the
just
next
kind of move
guy?
up every year unless something really goes wrong. And
Do you know who the next guy is at Will?
I did, I don't think it's Will, no.
Okay,
I don't
I didn't
know,
know
I
this,
can
I
look it
didn't
up,
know.
though.
okay.
So.
Yeah, no, it sounds good to me.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, sounds like a done deal.
All right.
All right. Next, Duke Outlet Rentals
Uh-oh.
for holiday decorations.
Is this gonna involve squirrels?
No.
Okay.
You might
All right.
wish.
I saw,
All right.
By the time
I
I
saw
get done.
I saw the public works squirrels out there this morning
Yeah,
in the trees.
yeah. Oh, he's getting
So
after it.
Public Works squirrels?
You got
Street
power.
lights.
Remember that when we were in London?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So much
Oh.
fun.
Okay. Last week I got a email from Duke Energy regarding all of that, the outlets on all the poles, you know, for our, well, Christmas lights or whatever lights we want to put up throughout the year.
Yeah.
They are changing over to where they are going to own those and maintain those, and we have to rent it from them. Now, I checked around City of Gulfport, they already ended up into this. They started in 2020 when City of Gulfport got.
So who owns them now?
We build them and put them up, and actually they have been not really maintaining them for the last, well, as long as I can remember, probably almost 30 years.
So who pays for the actual, the juice?
Well, we would send in every year at the end for our 3 months. The lights are usually up right around 3 months. And they were supposed to send an invoice to the cities and they have not been. They just, so for the longest time, they've been eating that. I mean, it's very minimal, but now because if they want to own the outlets on the poles now, and we will have to rent them from them.
But they'll maintain them.
They maintain them, all we do is pay a
Oh,
monthly
no, no, no,
fee.
fix it.
But what I wanted to, because I didn't really want to sign this without your guys' permission or however you wanted to work it, it is gonna be $416 per month to rent that, and it's a 10-year contract, so that's,
For all of the outlets.
that we have 81 of them.
And if we need one put up where there's not one, they'll do that.
And then it'll just add to, but that's $5,000 a year.
What is that per box, do you know? How many boxes are there?
There's 81.
But the maintenance is my concern.
No, that's
I'm-
theirs.
But I'm just saying, if a light goes out, it needs to be fixed. And they're not the quickest all the time. So we're gonna have, these are old, they've been out there
Yeah,
for a
and
long
we have,
time.
right now, we have 30 of them that are not working.
Well, they better get over here and fix
Yeah.
them before.
But I have to
Sign that
bring
first.
this up, but I just wanted to let you guys know on the cost, if we wanna keep all 81 of them.
We should have it in writing that they're gonna fix it. I mean,
Oh, it's part of the
there's no
contract,
sense
it's a
for-
10-year contract, it's in there.
But
Yeah.
I mean, are they gonna fix them so that we don't go through the whole season?
Well, I know, I mean.
That's a concern.
No, I agree.
Suggest a term that, if they fix it within a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I know.
Accept that.
Right.
Well, you're gonna keep your eye on that.
Always. I mean, yeah, always. But so I just so you know, it's a 10-year contract. So it's right at $5,000 a year. So
But
that's
it's
gonna be
locked in at
50
$5,000 a
It's
year?
gonna be $50,000 for 10 years to run Christmas lights for 3 months.
Jim's having a heart attack over there.
We're gonna have to do a budget adjustment for this, or?
Probably because it's something we don't have. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I got it late. I think I got it.
Depends how they're gonna bill it, are they gonna bill it?
Are they-
That-
Are they doing this to pretty much all the
Yeah,
city?
there were Gulfport started theirs in 2020. I talked to the public works director over there last Thursday, and Yeah, no, I know.
Like, they're not getting enough money from all of us for our lights.
But no, I just wanted to make sure that if you guys wanted to keep what we had, I mean, if you're good with 5,000 a year, I mean, you can always do every other pole to lighten up the cost, but I mean, that's probably minimal.
Let's just start our own electric company.
So if I may, I just checked the contract, under the statute, they have to fix any malfunctioning light within 60 days of notice. So that's a statutory provision.
60 days, so we could be out for 60 days.
Well, it was like last year. I mean, I think we had 10 of them that they, of course, we had the storm last year, but there was like 10 of them that never ever did get fixed.
So there, you can't go up and fix any now, it has to
And
be
you
them.
can't, and it's their, I mean, because I had a good conversation with the guy on Thursday, and like, we couldn't even hire somebody to go because it's their pole. You know, you can't even touch the electric or
So
anything on their
the
pole.
30 that are out, are they in one area just spread out?
They're just spread out through the whole,
So
all of them.
it's
All
not really gonna be a big noticeable thing if they don't get to it right away, or it will?
They're, I mean, well, when you drive down the avenue, you see all the orange ribbons on the poles.
You'll-
Those are
that's
the ones that are not working.
Okay, okay.
I mean, there'll still be, you know, there'll still be a bunch of them
Are they
lit, but
just, the lights don't work at all?
it's the power to them because there's issues up at the, most of them is the wires are broke up at the top.
Yeah.
You know, probably from,
From the storm?
probably, or just that, the sun and,
Sean, is there a way to check that like 60 months before you hang the Christmas lights? To where
Oh, yeah.
you notice that
60
they
days.
went up by.
oh yeah, no, I mean, well, we usually do, we checked it in September.
Okay.
You know, and like I said, I just got this, I think Thursday.
Right, but you let them know in
So-
September.
Always.
Yeah, so
Always.
they've had September and October.
Yeah, but yeah, but I have to sign this and then they'll do their thing, but like I said, before I did anything, I wanted.
Aren't they repairing them before? or-
Yes, that's why we would call them and they would repair and they were supposed to send us bills for that, and which
They
they
just
never
But they
did.
never did.
Same with
What
the
about
power.
The lights in the park, who pays for that?
Well, that's just on our regular electric bill,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
just the
okay,
regular.
that-
And like I said, everything we have is LED, so that cost is probably so minimal.
Yeah,
But we
yeah,
would
I'm
fill
sure
out that
it's not
form every year. We have four different ornaments, you know, so each are different wattages, but once we went all to LED, I mean, even the wattages
Yeah,
was
that's
bare
made a
minimum.
big difference.
So I guess everybody's okay with this getting signed. You've reviewed it already?
Yes.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
looking good, all right.
Okay.
So you're good to sign, you can move on with that. So
Okay.
the other question is, have you added another 100,000 lights this year?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, we want to glow
Yes.
We're working on it. We're working on it. That's
and
why
line up the
that's
whole
why
outside of City Hall trees too.
we're gonna try.
Everything.
We're gonna try. That's why we started.
Somebody
putting them up
parks
in
their car
September.
overnight, put lights on it. Right there, light it up.
We want lights on everything.
If you can catch a squirrel, put some lights on it.
Well,
Yeah,
they
put
have
some lights
battery
on
powered
the-
cars.
Moving Christmas
Right, you got them battery packs.
All right.
Thank you, Sean.
All right, no,
All right.
well, thank you. Yeah, like I said, I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that, but there's something they're doing to everybody.
Perfect.
And I think I might be here for the next one, so I
Ah.
will wait. What's next?
Budget updates.
Yeah, I guess I might as well keep going then.
Part of it, yeah.
Yep, I'll do the
Not all of
first.
it, but he's-
Not all of it, I'll do the first. One of my employees, it was, and my fault, I was supposed to raise him to a maintenance 2 last July, and I did just kind of came and went. So I got with finance, and our plan was to pay him the difference from July, move him to maintenance 2, pay the difference, which was like $60. And then, so he would, and then October 1st, he would go from maintenance 2, step 1 to maintenance 2, step 2, October 1st. It was just a, on my part, you know, but I need, you know, just your guys for, I think there was a total of like 1,700.
1,700 in salaries plus.
Yeah.
So less than $2,000.
Yeah, it was very,
Had to pay catch up.
yeah, exactly, yeah, it was just something that just, and I just missed that, so, yeah, but,
All the 10,000 things you work on, you missed one?
I know.
All right.
Well, I had one mistake a year and that's it, and we're almost done, so.
Okay, all right.
I made it to October.
Excellent.
Nope, that's all, so yes, so thank you for your blessing
Okay.
on that.
All right, now, I guess the other two are mine.
Yep,
First
all right, let me
is
run. Thank you
Sure.
guys very much.
Thanks, Sean.
the charter committee had, this was the last time we had a charter committee, had, so it's in the not the code, what is it
It's in
in?
the charter.
It's in the charter, that says that the commission raises our salary at the same rate that the other employees, that the regular employees.
Right.
Yeah,
You can,
right.
yes.
Yeah.
You can.
And so this is something we have to say, yes, we'll do. It's in there, we went, I think I remember, and Arthur will remember, I think we went 6 years without any kind of a raise. And then when the charter committee saw that, they said that's not right, and what they put in there was that the commission would get the same percentage as whatever we deemed for the employees, which is
Which keeps
5.
us in pace with.
Yeah, which is
Cost of living and
5%.
everything else.
So I'm just asking, does anybody have any issues with that? So that we can move forward? And that would be retroactive to October 1st?
Yes.
We would want to make it retro.
Retro to October
Right.
1st,
So
okay.
if you want to
Yeah.
pursue that, then we'll add a resolution to next week's agenda because you need to do it by resolution.
Right.
So we just look for you to tell us to do it,
Right.
Okay.
so.
Yeah,
that's the
that would be you.
motion.
Which,
That would
which
be
brings
me.
up a question I have. And since the budget is approved, and it already has the pay increase for the commission in the budget, why is it such a separate requirement?
My understanding was, in having gone through the charter review process with that committee, was that they wanted to give the commission the option to do that. I don't think the intent was for it to be automatically done. My understanding is that the charter calls for it to be done by resolution. Because otherwise, the only way you can do it is either referendum or an ordinance process in November and December, which can be kind of cumbersome. And so they were trying to make it easier to basically say, if it's the same COLA that you're giving to general employees, you could do it by resolution. That's my understanding of it.
Okay.
So,
It just felt like you already approved it. We got to go back and change the budget if we say no. So, you know, it's.
Well, I guess
And
you
then
would.
yeah, so,
I guess you'd have to do that.
yeah, so it just didn't make a lot of sense, but it's
I can
not a
agree.
problem. So,
So directly from the charter, it says ordinance proposing salary adjustments shall be adopted during the month of November and must have an effective date of January 1st the following year.
that's it done by ordinance. There's a thing that's like per resolution, that you get the one from COLA. Yeah.
That's basically the first.
Yeah, yes,
First
it's
one,
right, yeah.
However, per resolution, the mayor and commissioner are eligible to receive the same cost of living increase. Correct, okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
what's
I
the
see.
effective date then?
It can be retroactive of October 1st.
Okay.
So previous,
resolution.
yeah, before they put that stipulation in, the commission had the ability to adjust their salaries by ordinance, but it had to be first reading November, second reading December, effective January 1. It had to go through that
Yeah,
whole
it was kind
process.
of complicated.
The charter review committee tried to make it easier,
Yeah.
and so it can be done by resolution so long as it's the same as what's given to general employees. So those are kind of your options there.
okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
So then will that be part of next week's?
Yeah, I'll, if that's the consensus,
Yep.
we'll add it.
Everybody okay?
Yes.
And then the other issue was with regard to family medical.
Dependent care,
The
dependent
what?
coverage.
Come.
Dependent coverage?
Dependent coverage. In the contract for the fire, we offered them and approved 40% from, where was it last year, 30%?
30%.
It went from 30 to 40, and we wanted to see, I would like to make a recommendation to offer that also to the other employees, the non-fire, the non-union employees.
That's fair.
And there aren't that many people, I talked to Jim about this, just because we've always been concerned if people are gonna jump on it, because it is better, but really, we didn't see any major impact to the budget. And fair is fair, and medical expenses, and they're bad enough now, and they're gonna be worse. So we might as well do what we can to help
Great.
in that situation. Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
All right.
Could I get, is it okay if I ask for some clarification?
Ask everybody for verification.
For clarification?
I think she's asking you.
You're asking me?
Can I ask for
Yes,
clarification?
you can.
Okay, sorry.
You can do whatever you want. Yes.
So what was agreed upon for the, in the contract that Commissioner Ryder was referencing is going from 30 to 40% in the current fiscal year, and then 45 in the next fiscal year, and then 50 in the following fiscal year, and then kind of leaving it at 50, thinking that that was an incremental approach to an even split between the city and the staff, because it's a 50-50 cost share of dependent coverage. So my question would be, are we able to just plan for that as well?
And that's what's in the fire contract.
That's what was awarded, because their ask was 50, and we said, that's kind of a big jump right away, let's phase it in. So we went from 30 to 40, then to 45, then to 50, with the thought of sort of landing in that 50, because then it's like, we're splitting it with you.
Right.
Is kind of the thought, which I think mentally is a nice place to end up.
Yes.
With staff to say we're in it as much as you are.
And this
so-
is only for people that have, it's family or could be,
For dependents, yeah.
any for
This is
dependents.
dependent coverage, the city's
because they're covered
contribution.
for their own
Yes.
insurance.
Spouse, kids, whatever.
Spouses and kids, yeah, this is the city's contribution for dependent coverage. So,
Okay, I
Is that
think so,
okay?
yeah.
It really isn't used a lot.
Jim and I talked about it.
It's not, it's very few.
You don't seem to have
Okay.
too much concern
No,
about
it's
it.
like I say, I had 2 firefighters in the budget and I think 4 general employees, so it's not a lot of dollars right now. You don't know who's gonna sign up in the future, but
Right.
I don't see, we just did open enrollment, we didn't see any
Didn't have any
changes.
changes.
So,
And again, this is a huge issue nationally, and, anything I think we can do to minimize it for the employees, I think is the way to go.
Yeah.
Especially with families and spouse and stuff like that.
I agree.
Okay, so,
We got consensus
okay.
then?
yeah, if you have
Okay.
consensus for that, yes.
That'll be on next week too?
No, you just tell us that.
Oh, okay.
That's just internally. We just do that.
can we make that retro to 10/1 or?
That's,
yeah, probably.
Because
To
the
retro.
issue that
The
came
fiscal
up
year,
is
so-
we
Yeah.
had to make the change for the first payroll already for the firefighters, and so.
oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it hasn't been done.
That's fair.
So we
Okay.
can go back and retro it.
So what else more money you got to spend?
That's all I had, right?
So let's do that.
Okay,
Okay.
they direct me.
Is there anyone else with budget updates?
The only,
Uh-oh,
you had mentioned, you read in the agenda meeting that I am going to put a budget amendment on. It's pretty much to clean up the 25 budget. To
Yeah,
put,
yeah.
hurricane costs in there, so if you all have any questions.
It read very well, so I mean, it was understandable. Pretty good.
yeah, no, very understandable.
Yeah.
Okay,
Didn't know if you want to just squeeze in that other Duke Energy thing now. In the same resolution.
That's going to be 2026, so.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to need a different budget amendment.
Yeah, all right. Well,
I'm not
hi.
sure if this is the right input, but we're gonna squeeze it in. I pulled the numbers for the permits that we waived and how much we actually collected, so I figured you guys would like to have that number. Am I at the right place to do that? Okay.
sure.
So the total that we waived in permit fees since October 1 of last year, $1,051,351.20. And the total that we collected, $951,421.23. 23 cents, yeah.
So the collected was either after it expired that we're giving it, or they were non-hurricane related?
So the collected was permit fees that were non-hurricane related, or that they did work without a permit, as well as the plan review fees. And we also have the application fee in there.
Almost 50%.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it was over $1 million.
And
So-
the waiving of the fees, has that expired now, or when did?
September 30th was the last day.
So September 30th, thank you.
Just wanted to- So there's a few that we have in the coffers that we're still waiting on data from them, but that were in that number, but they're included in this number,
Well,
so.
As we know, some of the condos are having issues because their first floors units are not ready. Are people aware that the contractors lost a lot of people in the process? I mean, not that that's anybody's fault, but isn't that one of the reasons? Because you're hearing all kinds of stuff and try to always refer them back to your office to make sure that they're getting the right answers. But I think a lot of people scattered and they lost a lot of the kind of employees that do that kind of work. And that's caused, and I guess there was nothing the contractors could do about it. It's hard to hire, people to do that kind of grunt work, and a lot of people disappeared through this process.
I had not heard that. That's interesting.
Yes, and that is a major issue to me from anything I've seen, right? And Arthur and I,
Right.
he's had that
Well, I mean,
experience.
especially some of the companies are out of Texas and other areas, and their employees come from that area, and some of them might not have had their paperwork properly done. So they got scared, or they got caught, or whatever. But then again, the other aspect is, there's not a lot of people that are here that want to do that type of work.
Right.
It's true.
So they're having to try to find people outside of the states to bring them in.
And it's grueling work with the
Yeah.
level of devastation and the amount of work they have
And
to
that's
do.
everybody. It's not just in the condo complexes, but
Yeah.
everywhere. You look
Yeah,
around,
everywhere.
look around, there's a number of places here that are not being completed and finished because they just
But the
don't have
last
people
thing
to
you
do it.
want is for them to blame it on the city, that we didn't do our job. I mean, you've been putting out the numbers on a regular basis, so everybody sees the number of permits, the number of non-compliance, the people that have to go back and do other work. So, it's just to be fair, we don't want a bad mark on the city, and certainly on your department, when some things are totally out of your control.
Well, and plus everybody focuses right now on that it's been a year. And yes, it's been a year since the storm, but it was months afterwards before even some of the first permits started being applied for. And then you had FEMA requirements we had to get used to and understand, and their software system, which really wasn't very friendly. And so that put everybody behind. So it was maybe 4 or 5 months after the storm for people started really doing any work.
There were a lot of them that we didn't start getting
Yeah.
permits till April and May.
Yeah, I mean, so,
Before they even started
and that
applying,
put
'cause
it
they were
back.
waiting
That's
for
even at the
funding.
condo, so it might be only 6 months they were doing had permits to do the work.
Well, and of course, the other thing at condos is that a lot of them, we've all had assessments, large assessments for roofs and elevators and things like that. So people aren't even in their unit, and they're getting assessed with a month notice to pay $5,000. And I can understand people being disgruntled. But the trick is, we don't want them to blame everything on the city, because I think you and your department and certainly have done a wonderful job in this major disaster that we've had. So.
Oh, yes, yeah, they've done a great job.
Staff has been amazing through this whole
Well, I think once you explain to some of these people, because I've been hearing it too, but if you explain to them the process that you had to go through, they're much better than that, but you can't get to every person.
Well, what the damage comes from is from the rumor mill.
Yes.
Right.
Don't go to Terry, either one of us to try to get an answer, and so that's where it is. But
Well, in the
All we can do is
contractors,
take care of
they're
it one at
great
a
to
time.
say, well, I put that thing in
Oh,
3
yeah.
weeks ago or a
Yeah,
month ago.
every time.
And then they go, well, we don't have anything here, So they're telling their guys something else. So
And then you
it's-
always have the contractor who wants to blame community improvements.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. We applied for our permit, and they never applied. Or they didn't get the required information, they still old stuff and
The
haven't
problem
paid their
is-
fee.
In today's environment,
Yeah.
like you're saying, the contractor does something like that, it's not 1 or 2 people that are hearing it, it's 180 people.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just huge volumes, that are getting bad information.
And we're there to correct that.
All right.
Good job.
All
Thank
right.
you all for that, I appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure you had the numbers at least.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, out of that, were any of that for homes that had to be razed and rebuilt, torn down?
So yes, some of the permit fees that were actually charged, because the requirement in the resolution that or the ordinance that we changed was that we were
If they applied
refunding
for-
once it was completed if they had applied for Elevate Florida.
Yeah.
So, and it was,
Oh.
so there
Has
may be
anybody
some.
actually got any money out of it yet, or we don't know?
We haven't completed any new houses yet. So, we've issued 2 permits so far for new houses. Got one that's still in my box. And then we did one that we elevated, so, but none of it have been completed yet, so they haven't gotten to that point where we'd be doing the refunds.
So if they elevate, they have to be totally finished before? So we've had one that's been elevated and done?
It's still in process.
Yeah, right, okay,
That's the one on the island?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was over
Yeah,
right
they're
around the
gonna
bike
need
the other
some-
day, and I saw that.
Lot of steps.
Island looks, well, after all the damage in the houses, it doesn't look too bad. It's pretty clean over there. I was really surprised after
Yeah, yeah.
everybody was telling me how bad it was and everything else. I was like, it's too bad.
Yeah.
I've seen worse.
It's not-
I was,
it's for demo.
I went for a ride down to Sunset Beach over on Treasure Island and went around the back. And there is a house that they've lifted up back there about 14 feet that is on shipping skids.
Yes, I think that's how they get
That's
them.
how they
Oh,
get it
how they
up.
bring it up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
they
The other
lift
one
it
I
up
saw on
on
the island had
jacks.
the actual blocks.
Yeah, they'll come
holding it
out.
up. But I
It-
guess
it
that's how they
will.
start.
Yep, they have to form it, and then they
Then they get it up.
jack it up, and then they put the
Level,
concrete.
whatever else.
It's amazing to
It is
to
pretty
watch them
amazing
do
stuff.
it.
It is funny to see this shipping skid, what looked like shipping skids under there holding up the weight
Like a
of
big
our house.
Jenga thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Don't pull that.
I've-
Gail, your area looks a lot better though. I was
Yeah,
over there
well, they're
too.
working, and people are
Yeah.
working on it,
Yeah, it
so,
looks a lot better.
yeah.
Okay.
There's a really cool video of a mansion that they moved in Maryland across the Chesapeake to Virginia.
Wow.
And there's a video of it where they actually move it off the foundation and float it down the river to the other side.
Oh my
across the bank
God.
To the other side. It's a 3-story mansion, solid brick built in the 1700s. So
You would think that the walls would crack or,
These-
something.
Just be holding.
these
my
are,
breath.
You know, that, what?
I would be holding my breath.
Oh
that's
my
when I came
God.
here and everybody was like, we can't lift these houses. I was like, absolutely you can. And I'm like, just watch this video. It's very cool. But yeah, they know how to do it. They level it just right and up it goes.
The
And
news had a thing on there just recently of things in our area, and it was a person raising and showed how they crawled underneath the house and dig out and put the dirt out to get those things. Yep,
Scary.
yeah.
And they're working underneath the house.
I know.
I go, oh my God.
So I did see something on the news, and they said with the number, and these numbers are not absolute, because I don't remember the exact numbers, but with the number of homes that FEMA says need to be raised, okay, elevated, they are short contractors, and let's say there's 100,000 of these homes that need to be raised, they're short contractors to be able to raise 70,000 of them. So even if we want it done, there's not very many
Yeah,
people
there's
out there
probably
that
not
can
a lot
do
of
it.
companies
Because
that
we're not
do
the
it.
only state, it's all across all the Gulf states and southern
Yeah.
Florida, or Southern California, where I guess
And
this
hopefully that
happens.
won't lead to people just hiring somebody
Yes, right,
that doesn't have a lot of qualifications.
right.
Yep.
they are required to be licensed in that.
Locally around here, do you know, like, how many of these companies do we have? Locally within Pinellas County, let's say.
I wouldn't guess. It's
Yeah,
not high.
it can't be.
It's not very high.
Because, you have demo people all over the place, but people that are, because of the equipment required to do this and the labor required to do it, it's incredible.
And I guess some of your letters are working, because I guess they took a bush hog to Jay's Fabrics. And kind of gave it a sloppy crew cut.
Deputy
Yeah.
Coppa has been doing a very good job of following up with everything as it's coming in, so we're.
Right.
We've got a lot of empties on Pasadena Avenue. 7?
Mhm.
Painful.
7.
Yeah.
Hopefully not for much longer.
Oh, good.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Is there
You're
any, I
hearing
guess,
some good things.
what can you do?
Actually, we did have the site plan review for 1410, 1420, which is the lot next to Regents Bank.
Right.
The site plan review was approved. So that's gonna be a retail strip, and they said they were expecting to be applying for those permits in the next week or.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
been empty
So,
for a long time.
Yes, so
That's great.
there's new things on the horizon.
Yeah. Awesome.
Good. Good. Well, yeah, it's tough right now for new businesses to start.
And
up come in.
honestly, how long can the oil change place carry on like this?
Well,
I
if it
mean,
looks nice.
forever, as far as we know?
Well,
As
it looks
far
nice
as
they pay
if
their
not-
Do
property
they still
tax.
have to pay us taxes though, right?
They don't have a CO yet,
Oh,
so I'm
Then
not
they-
sure how that.
whoever
works.
owns the land, maybe?
Pay
They'll get a
property.
CO,
they have to pay property
Property.
taxes, but if they don't have a certificate of occupancy, why
They
would
don't
they have
have
to
a
pay a
building.
business
Well, but
tax,
somebody's
right?
gotta pay taxes on the land.
Well, the property,
Tax on the land.
The police on the land, but he's not paying on the building until he gets a CO, I believe.
Wow.
So,
I
I
did-
can't believe how stupid they were
I did
about
it
that.
initially, it took a month.
I mean, they only got told 100 times probably.
People keep asking me
It's
about
just
that.
a
I said, look at
shame.
it like this, at least we don't have the unmowed lawn with the, it was a pontoon boat sat there for, I said, at least it
Well, and when it
looks
was mud, we were gonna put pigs in there
That's right.
and just have them kind of squirrel around
I
in
said,
there.
so it beautified
Like
the
a little
lot.
zoo for the kids.
Yeah, it was all fenced in. That's
Well,
right.
boy, Wendy's, boy, they couldn't wait to get their signs down.
Oh, my goodness.
That happened pretty quick.
Yeah,
and they're for lease side up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yep,
You figured they'd want to sell the land, but
yep.
maybe they're figuring somebody would come in and put something else to it.
I have a feeling we're gonna be busy for a while.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank
Actually,
you.
too,
You got something?
I just a little bit of a question, sort of building off of what Alden talking about. We've been doing the CID activity reports monthly, sort of as like, it was intended to be kind of storm follow-up, but hey, we're working, here's what's been going on. Since it's been a year, do you want us, can we
Well,
stop putting that out every
how
month?
about
Do
bi-monthly?
you want us to keep going every?
How about bi-monthly just for another 6 months and
What'd
then
you say?
about bi-monthly? Let's do it. I mean, not bi-monthly, but every 2 months, put it out
Okay,
instead of every
Well,
month.
since we still have so many things undone, you know, maybe we should, so people.
Yeah, because I get a lot of response, surprisingly, still from, thank
Yeah,
you
I
so
do
much for
too.
showing us this and that kind of thing. Well, people kind of like it, but it doesn't have to come out every month. I would think every 2 months would satisfy anyone's curiosity, and then after that, we can kind of phase it out.
Do you want us to continue as they continue the year?
I would think, once you just remind us around March of next year or so, and maybe we'll just eliminate.
No, I mean, so
Oh.
I've been doing it from October 1 and
We
each
keep
month
adding
adding
to
to
the
it.
existing
Yes,
one.
yes, that would,
think
yeah,
so,
that would be
yeah.
good, yes.
Okay.
So they can see it.
Yeah, so they see a bigger
Progression.
number
Yeah.
and know what we're doing. Okay.
Just add to it, subtract from it,
Keep adding. Got it.
multiply.
I don't know if
Thank you for
there's a
that.
way to know this or not, but do we know how many homes are vacant in our city right now? We don't? There's, okay.
It's not, that's not something anybody would have to tell us.
Well, you're kind of hoping the ones that haven't been approved are not people living in, but I think there probably would be.
They are.
I'm sure there's people.
Definitely people in homes that should not.
That should not be.
Yeah, I know, that's a
Yes.
problem.
100%, yeah.
Absolutely.
So the
Or
ones
people
that
that
were
are moved back
damaged,
in
did you
without a
know were
CO.
damaged and they hadn't applied for a permit, is there some way of checking to see, how do you do that?
So we sent out the letters for the request for information to the owners. I'm getting ready to send another one. We got quite a good response from that. We had sent out about 300 and some letters. So I'm going to do that again probably in the next month, just to say, hey, we still haven't heard from you. And at some point, and it will be soon, we will start code enforcement hearings for that, which I've been trying to be lenient.
Find so
yes.
much each for the longer duration, or?
So yeah, it would go through the special magistrate hearing, and it would be it's a whole thing. And you know, I mean, everybody's been hurt, so I don't really want to do that, but we have to follow through for FEMA. It's part of our code enforcement requirements for the floodplain management program. So
So if someone walked away from their home because it just thought.
Thank you. My question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So what?
it's on their record that we have damage to that property. So when they do a lien request, that information is sent to them. So when they go to sell, they know that they're buying something that has damage. It wouldn't be a lien, but it would be, there's damage to this property, or we haven't finalized out permits, because a lot of people haven't called in to close out their permits. So, you know, there's still an open permit on this. So a lot of times the title companies won't give clear
But
title.
the new law is going to affect you, they have to disclose.
Yes, disclosure requirements for flood damage. So,
So much you don't even realize. I mean, it's not like issuing a permit and closing a permit. There's 50 million things in the middle of that. And things that can
FEMA letters.
and things that can happen, you know, and we've just probably seen every possibility from these storms.
I had saw a report, I read a report online, some news article, and it listed Madeira Beach as having 35% of the people have walked away from their homes.
Well, okay, so that is
One
an
of the-
extension
they're one of
to
the
this
10
question.
10 largest, and we weren't, none of us were included, of course, but
Is there any chance that the city ever ends up with any of this real estate? What happens if somebody just totally walks away?
usually the bank takes it if they got
The
a
bank
mortgage
owns
on it,
it.
of course.
Okay, if they had a,
Determine that you.
And then there's also the taxes, if they don't pay their, if they, say the bank's paid off and then the taxes are still owed, then there's a tax sale, and they sell it to collect it.
that's how it would be
It's
handled.
like
Thank you.
never ending.
Yeah.
Well, in Madeira Beach, I remember that my demo guys said they took down a bunch of houses on Madeira Beach. Like one right, they had like 8 to do before they came to me. And that was way early on. So, I mean, Madeira Beach got hit hard.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank
We done-
you.
Are we done having fun?
Just budgets, right?
Everybody got their say in? We're good?
Well, one more.
Oh,
I
okay.
was gonna just invite Kelly up if she'd like to. We just wanna touch base with you all about trunk or treat.
Come on, Dan.
Coming up.
Trunk or treat?
Trunk or treat.
All right, I'm
Just
in.
wanna
I'm all getting
see
excited about
what
it.
you need,
We were working on
Aren't
ours
I,
over the weekend.
Sean? I'm getting excited about trunk or treat. Okay.
So we had talked about doing trunk or treat. We have everything set, announced. A balloon artist is going to be coming as well to do like the little balloons for the kids. And we'll be providing candy as well. So that is all handled. But just wanted to check with everybody to see what they need for their vehicle. Like, do you guys already have things ordered? Do you need help with decorating? Anything like that. I think you, Mayor Penny, you have yours.
I'm good, I need power and it's been taken care of.
Okay. And for your guys' vehicles, would you like us to get that set up for you guys? Do you have something in mind already?
You got an idea. So I've done nothing
Okay.
other than look at Amazon
Love it.
and see that there's 100 different options
Yeah.
there. I would like just to not duplicate what anybody else is doing. So if you know what's going on, you can help me order something or help me move forward on it.
Perfect.
Be happy to do whatever works best.
Yeah, I'll get everybody's themes from them, and then I'll write it all down so that way you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's.
So where are the cars gonna be, the trunk, I mean, where are we gonna park?
So it's gonna be in.
Yeah, but
It's gonna be in those areas right there.
on the
um,
end
mhm.
there.
In the
And
parking
then-
lot.
Yeah,
Parking
and
lot.
PSCO is going to be blocking off
Oh,
the
okay.
road.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can back in, so the back of our trucks are there for the, all, so we're all together facing the same way, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And just because I've never done this before. in
Either
my
have
life.
we.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, I thought you guys were
No,
all
this is a
experienced.
new,
He already has his.
oh,
his
you did
vehicle
it, yeah,
down.
don't pay any attention to
The
him.
city is.
I build my own.
Yeah.
So what happens, so the city gets the candy and it hands it out in a single location? Or
Yeah.
is each one of the vehicles, so the vehicles are just there for decoration?
Well,
What
each
hap-
vehicle will have some candy so the kids walk by.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your trick
And
or
it's like,
treat.
it's like, instead of knocking on your door, now they're
You're
knocking
gonna
on
give
your.
us each candy to
car,
have in our,
okay.
okay,
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right,
okay.
gotta have candy.
And we, meaning the people with our car, get dressed up as something. We do.
If we, do we have to dress up too?
Oh!
All right, I'm ready.
All right.
I
then.
can do it.
Just wanted to make sure. Okay, all right,
I think that's all I had.
okay.
If y'all need anything as it gets closer, just let us know, because
Okay.
we'll help everybody get ready. So we'll have your cars, we'll have vehicles from each department, some public safety stuff, some from the sheriff's.
And the fire truck is coming?
The rescue will be part of the trunk or treat.
The rescue or the fire truck?
Rescue.
We're not gonna have the fire
Fire
truck
truck's available, Commissioner.
if it's available?
It's available for calls, service calls.
Oh,
The rescue will
I
be
want
one of
the
the things
kids
that
to
they can trunk or treat through though. It's gonna be
Yeah,
cute.
my water vehicle will be there.
the rescue's not as much fun as the big truck.
High water vehicle.
Hey, jack yours up and it'll look like a high water.
I might have to dress my truck up as a fire truck.
That's right.
There's your option.
All right.
Okay, that's it?
That's it.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Good to
We're gonna
know.
adjourn.